definition, but it says simping is an internet slang term describing someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention towards another person, typically someone who does not reciprocate the same feelings in pursuit of affection.
So it's redder.
Well, then, I mean, it's insecurities. I mean, if a man does that, then he's very insecure with himself, and he know that he can't find anything better than the girl that he has to be simping for.
Welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No booker, but I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Jew with us.
Oh man, tune in for another show. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. It helps us grow. And I don't know where to go. You know what I mean? We got Wolf, man. Shout out Wolf, man.
You ain't have no bars for
I didn't.
Like, I thought you got some ace bars in there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He ain't here. We got Wolf in the building.
Okay,
Let's celebrate.
We got Wolf in the building. The show in the building. Like,
to the show, man. It's an honor, man. For real. It's a privilege.
Yeah, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me at _Wolf Taylor on Instagram. That's the only one that I be getting love on. So you can find me there for sure.
That's the only one. You got multiple.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got some special guests in the buildings. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
I'm That Nina. You can follow me at That Nina with 5 A's at the end. I'm an R&B singer from Yonkers, New York.
Hey.
Okay. I am Gabby. You can find me at GX Brielle Aaliyah. And if you want to see me do Pilates on a dick, click the link in the bio.
Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I'm to click that link.
Ladies, get into.
Okay, like she said, click that link. Don't forget. Okay, I am E-Money. That's official Imani Maverick on the gram. I am the creator, spiritual gangster, divine feminine.
Period.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Divided.
Okay.
Listen, before we get into these topics, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. 'Cause I'm not on y'all enough about that. Y'all need to stay up to date with all of the content we drop, the live streams we do, and join the membership. We got we got the merch.
Shout out to the merch, you know what I'm saying?
Join the membership, man. We got a lot of exclusive behind the scenes.
Shit got crazy on this show.
Shit was getting crazy before the show even started, man. Like, god damn, we had a whole show before the show, man. Make sure y'all join the membership for that. You know what I mean? Before I get into this first topic, I'm just curious because there's a lot of rhetoric going around, especially when we're on these type of podcasts. And I want to hear from y'all specifically. What are some things that y'all value and appreciate about men outside of money?
I value time. I love when a man has time, when he's able to call my phone just because he's thinking about me, when he just writes me a note because I was on his mind. I don't know, just all that romantic gushy wishy stuff, all of that, if you can do that, you would have me at my knees, like literally, for you.
Attention, right.
Exactly.
I love that.
I would probably say patience and reassurance because I play a lot in my head sometimes. And when a man is patient and willing to listen to what I have to say and where I'm coming from, I think that's important because we're openly communicating with each other and also listening.
Okay, that's a good one too.
I would say attention and kindness because I'm kind as a person, and if you could be on the same level that I give you, that's great. Because it's hard to find kindness because everybody has their own hidden agenda when it comes to like finding love. Because like a lot of people just want to use you for what they could use in their lives. So I'm just looking for authenticity. Like I'm looking for the real.
Okay. The only reason I ask this question because obviously when we have these conversations, the main thing that women always express that men are valuable for is their finances and or resources. Like, you get what I'm saying? We don't never really hear things outside of our wallets and our pockets that women truly value in a man. You know what I mean? So that's why, I really just wanted to ask y'all that because we honestly, us as men, we don't hear that enough from our women or just women in general. So that's that's why I
feel like when women make money on their own, they have a stable life, period. What are you looking for? I mean, you have to match the fucking motivation. the same level that we on, the same mindset, it has to be on the same level. But if you're not doing that, then we're not going to look for you. We're not even going to see you as an option. So it has to...
I'm glad you said it because I do want to make a point.
Yeah.
This is why men and women are so different. And I don't know if y'all see this whole thing with the Home Depot girls. She's like a whole meme right now. And she had the likes of Shaq in her DM. This is a woman who works at Home Depot, is attracting men like millionaire men like Shaq. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, you know, again, what you're saying is, which I agree, and I'm not discounting it, but what you're saying is, I am a woman, I make a certain amount of money, I'm at a certain status. My man needs to be of that level. Where men are saying, yo, you can work at Home motherfucking Depot. As long as you treat me good, I'm willing to take you on as my significant other. And that's why it's different. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Treatment is very important. I mean, look at Gabrielle Union with, you know, her husband. What's his name?
Dwayne Wade.
I fucking miss his name. But she actually just had an interview talking about her marriage with him and being that she's trying to be in competition, bringing in the money in their home, you know? And it's like, why are you in competition with a freaking basketball player? But it makes a lot of sense because her mindset is like making that bread. When you're a woman and you actually get to the bank and you know your motivation, you're just trying to find the same guy that has the same motivation. It don't matter the type of bread that they fucking given, because growing up, like, I already been around money, and it's like money never motivated me with anything. And like, if it's a man, like, I will take a broke man as long as you have the motivation with your life. We could get places with just motivation itself.
Yeah, you don't hear that too often.
No, but I mean, that's just how I think. A lot of a lot of women don't really think like that. Like, think of the outcome of something that could actually happen with love.
The one thing I disagree with the Gabby thing, it took, and which Dwayne Wade was wrong. He said something about, we're not going to be doing such and such in my house, which I don't think no man should say that to a woman, whether it's his house, because if they're in a relationship, it's their house, right? But at the same time, I hear a lot of women say they only put in money because they don't want no man to be able to tell them anything. And I believe that, you know, in a relationship, our money is one. And realistically, if you look at, you know, the 60s, mortgage was $70,000.
Yeah,
for a house.
It was way too
a house itself costs about $70,000, $80,000.
Good God.
So if you look at the inflation, realistically, whether my woman is making money, which I do hope she is putting in, she's gonna have to put in something realistically, because if we're gonna use all my resources to make this family work, we're gonna need both our incomes.
But why do you need Gabrielle? Gabrielle Union is a whole trademark itself. She already made her trademark with all these movies. Bring It On. Like, bro, she already got her own bread.
Okay.
That's why he chose her, because he knew the type of woman that he was going to bring into his life. And that's why he knew that he could build a life with her.
I don't think he was looking. He wasn't concerned about her finances at all.
No, of course not. But she wasn't concerned with his finances either, because obviously you see the type of living that she's making with him, and obviously she doesn't care about the money. But money should never matter when it comes to a relationship.
It does. It should.
I wouldn't say never.
Yeah.
It does when you meet the person, but if you see their motivation in life and you see that they're actually trying to make better in their lifestyle, it shouldn't matter. Because you know they could get places with that. Because I started from the fucking ground.
Likewise.
Was I looking for fucking rich men? No. I was looking at myself and see who can match my motivation.
The issue is women that are at the bottom are still looking for rich men.
And that's the problem. You got to get right with yourself. You got to see what the fuck you need in your life to get that type of man. Because,
but again, I don't think that's an issue, because, like I said, men and women, we want two different things. Like, where women want financial stability and stability in general, men want a woman that's going to treat them good, a woman that's feminine, a woman that's nurturing. Like, we want different things from each other. Like, you know what I mean? So,
but you guys got to put everything out on the table to see exactly what you want before you're dealing with them, so you don't waste your time, because we only have one life to live. So it's like, why are we wasting our time focused on the sex? Because sex is not important.
To who?
for me, sex is not important. I don't know how anybody else feels.
To a lot of men, it is. So that's a
well,
problem.
then that's
I think I follow what
crazy.
you're saying, though. I think
I ain't
I
gonna
get what
That's
lie,
you're
but
crazy
sex
because
is
sex
important
is not.
for me, like highly. Like when I say important, as in
Can you
I
bring the mic?
To
Yeah,
me.
you can pull it a little. Yeah, thank you.
when I am in a committed relationship with
Okay.
the person, if the sex is not up to par, I will leave because I know that at this
Yeah, I
point
agree.
it's not. We ain't on the same
Now
energy.
she agree. Like,
No, yeah,
Like,
I
of
think she did it in a
course.
different way, though. I think
But
I
like
get what she was
when
saying.
I don't know, like when I look for a relationship and a man, it's like I check the vibe, I check the resources, I check the motivation, and last but not least, the sex is last. And if it's not good, I move on.
You got to come to the mic. When you
Oh,
speak,
sorry.
you tend to come over here.
If
The
the
mic is
sex
here.
I
is
feel
not
her on
good,
that, though, as
I'll
far as
move
like things
on.
that you got to prioritize in a relationship. Maybe sex doesn't take up
Yeah,
as
that's
much
why
space as some
sex
of the
is
other
last
things.
for me.
Dumb.
Like
I can understand
I
that.
have to see the vibe because
Yeah.
if I can't vibe with you
I understand
and I
that.
can't connect with you in
Talk
any
to the mic.
way.
Talk to the mic.
Sorry,
It's
I'm
okay.
not
It's
used to
okay.
this. If I can't vibe with you or connect with you in any way, it's like, what the fuck is the point? Are we doing this? Like, I'm not looking for sex. I'm not looking for the fucking best sex life.
Right.
I'm
I would love
looking
great sex.
for somebody to spend the rest of my life with that I could be comfortable with. Even when you get me mad, I'm okay because you get me nice sometime. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
So-
because sometimes sex is like great in a relationship, but everything
Because
else
it
is
feels
not.
great in the
Sometimes, you know what I mean?
moment. But
Yeah.
you have to really realize it's like sometimes connection compromise with sex. You can't just have great sex with somebody that you don't like.
So
I mean, that's how I feel.
So
I don't know how guys
Yeah,
think, but that's how I like.
Yeah, I
You
agree
can't
with that.
let
like.
me
I
ask
can't
you a
connect
question.
in that level.
This is like something that we always try to discuss on this show as well.
Okay.
Is when a woman says, "I have my own money, I have my own job, I have my own career,"
Okay.
whatever the case is.
Okay.
So what? I don't want to ask y'all, what value can a man bring a woman that has her own everything?
Protection.
Okay.
Protection. When I say protection, I'm talking protect the family, including the children specifically. And then after that, you would provide me with the ability to do all the manly things that I can't do that I try to do, like
Yep.
changing my own tires.
Mm.
I'm one of those women that you will see on the side of the road doing that.
Get into it.
I won't ask a man. I won't sit on my car and wait and wave nobody down. I will get to it because that's my heart. I don't believe that it's my duty to be lazy. I don't believe that God likes laziness.
Yes. Yeah.
So I believe that if I have the power and the strength to, I must try. But I believe that it's my man who sees enough in me, in my trying, to take that the next
To
step
relieve you
further.
from all of that.
Right.
That's fire.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love
No,
that.
completely.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I would say probably a man who brings me out of my masculine energy when I feel like I have to hold my guard up and everything. Someone who just listens, someone I could account for, someone who's reliable and everything, because you really can't get that.
Mhm.
When you're looking at the superficial things like sex and going out and what it looks like based on social media, you got to break it down to, okay, what are we giving towards each other? Are we just here to have fun, or are we here to grow and build with each other? Because when you're in a relationship, two people, you got to grow and build to get somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't just be with somebody just for the fun of it, because then that's when it
Exactly.
starts to plummet down.
Mm-hmm.
So I
this is
feel
real
like,
life.
yeah, if you take away the money, I always say things can always be taken away. At the end of the day, everything's materialistic. Money comes and goes. Money can be transferred into electric money. Like, what are we really
Yeah.
doing here? Like,
We
money
can't
back
even tell
then.
what the life is about to be in a couple of
Mhm.
years right now because everything's just at random. Like,
So,
fucking
yeah,
tell.
if we
Very
strip
much
They
everyone.
keep saying that the U.S. dollar is plummeting.
It is.
Yeah,
So what should we do? Should we put all our money in freaking Bitcoin right now? Like, I don't know what to do
I don't know if
with
that's
my
the
money.
right-
Don't
But I
do
have
that.
a couple
Yeah.
investments, but it's like we're all lost because we don't know the outcome. It's so
I think that's going to
unpredictable.
make. I spoke about this before.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when AI comes and takes a lot of these jobs away from people,
Ugh,
and we got to
so-
rely on things like universal income, I
Mhm.
want to know, what is the dynamic between men and women going to be when, especially nowadays, we are so focused on a man has to make 100K and X, Y, and Z. What is the dynamic going to look like? How is it going to shift when both of us are surviving off of a universal income. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is that dynamic going to look like? And this is why I say, this is why relationships matter more ever than ever, because single people can't survive. They're not going to survive on their own. I don't care how much you're strong. To be honest,
this is why you have to have multiple motivations in life. Mm-hmm. Just because you go to school and study one thing doesn't mean you have to stuck with that for the rest of your life. How do you think rich people get rich? They don't stick with what they went to school with. They have multiple things to gain what they had in their life. So I'm a nurse, but I don't want to be a nurse. But I'm only doing it because I want to be an R&B singer, which is what I want to take my whole career and make the dream that I imagine it to be.
AI coming for that too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
AI can't match my voice. Fuck it.
AI actually can.
I see some covers.
AI has,
you know what?
Some covers.
They have a voice generator.
They be having Beyonce's voice, but you know what? It's not original. It's not.
Use that shit. Beyonce and SZA put it into a machine.
As human beings, know that that's not talent because it's artificially made.
I don't think nobody's gonna care in the future.
Like,
really?
No, I heard a Drake cover. I heard a Drake AI cover.
I'm gonna care. Most people not though.
I care about true talent. Beyonce, she's true talent. Like, she comes from another world. Her voice is just like I think or Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, come on! I think it's gonna be like
Chloe Bailey, Halle Bailey. Like their voices. Period is just.
Hey, I got the plug-in for that. I already said
it's like true talent. Like you can't.
That matters.
Nobody could try to do their voice even if they wanted to, because that's what you call talent.
The AI
even an AI can't do that.
No, it will.
It already has.
Let me say this though.
I want to hear it.
Have you heard it?
No, I've heard.
It's incredible.
AI.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that's
copying voices, but could they do the riffs? Talently.
Listen,
I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're
and they can smoke on Piff at the same time.
Go to TikTok and just write AI Beyonce cover or something like that. Your favorite artist.
You know, I heard an AI Beyonce rap cover. That shit was fire.
You gonna think it was Beyonce? Like, I'll be listening to like, when they come out with this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, let me get to this next topic, right? Why does society often label men as simps for showing kindness to women? What are y'all?
Well, what is your definition of simp?
I think I don't specifically have a definition, but I think most people would categorize a simp as showing unnecessary,
giving but not receiving.
Giving but not receiving, and showing unnecessary giving to a woman that's not reciprocating. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what people consider simping. Like,
well, I feel like if a man is desperate enough and he's not getting the hints that the woman's not reciprocating the energy, then I think it's appropriately okay to call him a simp if it's by definition. But if you're talking about men in general as being loving and kind, that's how they're supposed to be. Especially friendship, relationship. You, like I said, you grow and build off of each other, and you attract what you give out there. So if you're looking for a kind and generous man, like, you got to give that out to the world. And if you're just putting aside to the men that you don't want, you're just using them, like, just straight up, and they're playing your game and they're simping. And they're not using their minds for that. And honestly, that's where they get caught in that position. I mean, honestly, I've had someone like that. They blow over bands on me, and I'm just like, I don't give them the time of day, but they're so desperate to just want to have conversation and everything. It's a simp.
Yeah, it's a simp, yeah.
So, like,
but I feel like it depends on who you hang around with as a guy. Like, okay, these guys are fucking toxic, and they never had a healthy relationship. So they're calling me a simp because I want to love on my girl, do her right. And I'm a simp for it? No.
Well, if she's not giving you the fair exchange back.
I mean, no. As long as she's doing the effort and giving the fair exchange back in the relationship, why is it wrong to do your girl right if she's doing you right?
No, it's nothing wrong.
It's not wrong.
No.
Yeah, no, of course.
The internet defines simping. I didn't even know there was a definition for this motherfucker. But there's a definition for everything. It's not an official definition, but it says simping is an internet slang term describing someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention towards another person, typically someone who does not reciprocate the same feelings in pursuit of affection.
So a dick rider.
Well, then, I mean, it's insecurities. I mean, if a man does that, then he's very insecure with himself, and he know that he can't find anything better than the girl that he has to be simping for. in that moment.
I think people conflate like simp and pussy whipped a little bit too. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
a nigga might be
because
head
a
over his
nigga
heels.
doesn't have to get the pussy to be simping.
True.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying, like, if a man, like in your scenario, you said a guy has a bunch of friends.
Okay.
And they might be like, he's a simp because he ready to pick her up from work on time, cook, whatever it is that he ready to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, maybe he just pussy whipped though. Like, maybe he just like head over heels for that girl. But it don't mean he just taking anything though. Like, if she get out of pocket, he might let her know, like, hey, yo, tighten up. You know what I mean?
For him, it's like he's not doing what he has to do to get to that, point in life where he feels like he's doing something right in his life. So he has to go after a girl that has everything
Well, hold on.
Or maybe like
no,
in life.
because I've seen that. I've seen a lot of scenarios where a lot of guys go after girls, like they be, jobless. They don't know
jobless
what they're,
girls?
No,
The
they're
guys are
jobless themselves.
Okay. Talk to the mic.
They're-
Leaving the
oh,
mic.
sorry.
Okay. Go ahead,
Men
though.
just be jobless themselves. They're lost in life, and they find a girl that has it all together, and they want to.
So how would he be simping?
Yeah, that doesn't make him a simp.
He's
He's simping
just a
by
bum at
giving
that
her
point.
money. The money
what
that
money? The nigga ain't got no job.
Facts.
there's some guys.
No,
that-
unemployment. If you apply for
Or
unemployment.
drugs.
Some
A
niggas
drug
be spending
dealer?
bread on
Then
that
that ain't
shit.
no real. If a woman is looking for a nigga with unemployment to simp on her, she wasting her motherfucking time. That nigga
Yeah.
Well, I'm just giving an
But
example. If you
she's
have no
not.
job, some
She's
people
not
do that.
worried about that because she's the one that's getting simped. If that makes sense.
She's
And then
stupid.
she
There's some
getting
niggas that are
She's a
just
simp
willing
either.
to take all. Like,
Simp.
I'm willing to do anything for you. Just let me be your guy.
Or
You
let
know,
me
type
talk
of
to
thing.
you or something.
Yeah, let me talk to you. Let me be
that's
in
a
your
lot of guys, for
aura.
sure.
Yeah.
And
No,
do
it's-
that for you.
I know.
Like nobody else is gonna do you the way I'm doing you right now, even though I don't have it all together.
Mm-hmm.
But I can still provide for you. Whatever you want, I got it, girl.
That's
Even
not
though-
necessarily
So there's
simping,
some-
though.
No,
Is
but
there a
there's
difference
guys
between-
like
That just sound like
though.
game. That
There's
just sound like
really
game.
guys
I'm trying
out there
to
that's
figure out
like
is there
that.
is there a
Like-
difference
so
between
sorry.
simping and
I'm
like and
sorry, I
tricking?
got you.
Right.
Huh?
Like is there a difference
Okay.
between
Yeah.
simping and tricking?
It's
Like,
important we don't conflate them things.
No,
That's
You're a
everything on
trick. You're
definition.
just a hoe.
If you a sugar daddy, you got the money to do that.
Nah, sugar daddy's a
That's
simp.
a whole different category. Like you
Yeah,
know what I'm
sugar
saying?
daddy
Isn't that
is
what
a simp.
tricking is though? Like,
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
not
a trick
everybody
is a
that trick
hoe.
don't gotta be a sugar daddy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right. It's,
if
con-
you
it's
tricking,
contextual. It's all
I mean,
contextual.
you got the money to the trick. Like, shit.
Right.
you got
Yeah,
the
but not all
funds
tricks
to-
are submissive.
But what's the nature of the relationship?
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
tricking,
not all
though?
tricks are submissive. I
Yeah.
feel
That
like the
matters.
men who
True.
are simps, they're more submissive rather than dominant. Because you got to remember, there's a dominant role and there's the submissive role. And it's whether they pick or choose. And I
Yeah.
feel like the simps, maybe probably growing up in life, didn't get the approval of maybe their parents or
maybe-
friendships. So maybe in women, they look for
Yeah.
Or they
that so
just
they
grew
can
up-
Or
find
maybe they're just a
comfort.
hopeless romantic like I am.
Or they just not confident. They don't know how to be confident men. So
Confidence,
men who don't know
too,
how to be
that has a
confident,
lot to do with
they don't know how to
that.
use
Yeah.
masculinity to their favor. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I
When really, it's
agree.
like if
Yeah.
you're a confident man and you exude your masculinity in a
Yeah.
beautiful way that attract a woman, you don't got to simp. But a lot of men don't even know the first thing about that because they probably didn't even grow up with their fathers or their
Yeah.
brothers, or the men around them was their homies who know just as much as them.
Mm-hmm.
I think a
Or
lot
they
of
was
men.
raised by their moms. Like, you need to treat your woman like this.
And my mama said, "Do not say these hoes
Yeah,
off top."
my mama
Yeah.
But I
That's
think a
that
lot of
dude.
men are listening to women, and when we hear women express
That too, though.
their love language is always
Okay.
something about buying me this,
That
spending
too, though.
money on me, taking me somewhere. So
Mhm.
men are listening to this and saying, "Oh, well, this is
That's what I need to
This
do."
is what women want." Like, so maybe
used
this
to be
is what
that
I gotta
way.
do. Like, you know what I'm
Where do you
saying?
Honestly,
actually
wait,
hear
wait,
this
hold
from?
on.
In music,
I-
when you listen to music, like, where do you hear this from?
We're
Like,
not music. We're talking about it like
Women having
we talking about-
conversations.
we know it's
in
not
real
you.
life.
women in our
We
families
know
and
it's
shit
not
like that.
you.
Our friends.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like
this
it's
is real
based
life.
on people's
That's a
egos
good point.
Yeah.
and what people put on social media because obviously everyone wants the best outcome. Everybody wants the money, they want the husband, they want the nice house, they
But
want
you
the kids
understand
and
where I'm coming
everything.
from, right?
I do
Oh,
understand
okay,
what you're
cool.
coming
Okay,
from.
all right.
And you know what? I think it's kind of twisted how a lot of women let these men play their games because they know it's fucked up.
Mhm.
But they keep doing it because it
Talk about
benefits
it.
them.
Talk about it.
Because it benefits
Mhm.
them.
Talk about
Okay.
it.
Because I always say you reap what you sow. If you're dependent on niggas to get money and everything, what kind of money are you getting your own self that you gotta depend on other men?
To
So
have
maybe
that type of lifestyle.
I feel like
Yeah.
some women that fits their insecurities on not having enough money where they gotta lean on a man and trick them into giving them more money.
Yep.
Because I've seen it, done it, God forgive me.
We all got a pass.
God forgive me.
But there's some men that fall for it though. That she got a fat ass, she got a pretty face.
Yes,
let me
absolutely.
spoil her.
I always say money attracts the woman you want, but struggle will attract the women you need.
Yep,
if that makes sense.
Yep.
So like I said, take money away. We only got ourselves at the end of the day.
Exactly.
What's your personality?
So you take the money away, she running away too.
So then that's how you know.
I'm saying
what type of girl you're dealing with though. Like, I mean,
exactly. If you take,
that's how I see shit when I see
y'all
men.
like to say like, oh, it's the woman you picking or the woman you don't. If we realistically talk about it, majority of women are materialistic and they care about how much money a nigga is willing to spend.
Yeah,
true. So I don't want to hear, oh, the women you dealing with, oh, it's just those girls you talking to.
I mean, I'm not like that. I have a lot of friends that are like that, but
we're having a general conversation.
Like no, okay.
The landscape.
It's generalized. I mean, I see it and believe it. I mean, I feel like it's controversial because you do have the women who, represent being good and providing and obviously don't care about money, that person at the end of the day. And then you have the people who are clearly using men for money. And I mean, it's messed up. It is.
I just feel like you just got to know yourself and know what you want. And not listen to like the outside music that's playing in the radio to feel like you deserve this type of lifestyle.
We're not listening to music. Men are having these conversations and hearing women, daddy buy me this.
Not you. I'm talking about women itself, because even the music that's coming on for females to be listening to is like
absolutely.
Oh yeah, hot girl summer or like
absolutely.
But women are following their homegirls. You gotta really
know yourself to know what you deserve. It don't matter the type of music you're listening to. Yeah, it's
the
fucking
music
popping.
play a strong role.
I do agree with that.
Really
yeah,
does.
but we should not follow the rules that the song is trying to portray to.
It's no context to Hot Girl Summer too, because it's like if Hot Girl Summer is like just enjoying yourself, you've been working hard, that's cool. But like people take it and I don't know where they get the real definition from.
Taking a vacation.
Into the world, Hot Girl Summer is fucking until you get that bag.
Yeah. You don't know that. You don't know what she was trying to say.
In the song, she said, "Fuck a rich nigga till you ain't one."
That's because that's what she believes. But Hot Girl Summer is
saying you don't know that. That's
any
what
type
the
of fun that you describe having fun in
then
your summertime.
Your own personal song. That's your remix. But the song that's in the airwaves that's manipulating these young girls is the one that's saying fuck niggas today.
No, I mean that's the freaking message that the song is having. But that's your choice to freaking go by that and go do that for the summer.
That's true.
That's true. Well, I mean, there's different definitions.
I be fucking with the
lyrics. Let me get your thoughts over there because you looking sad over there.
She looks like she got a lot to say.
Yeah, she's taking it all.
If she could get the mic real quick.
Hey, mic check.
Okay.
It still works. Okay. I personally have been sitting here quietly because I don't really have an opinion.
Okay.
When it comes down to like the idea of like men simping, women tricking, or getting men to trick. Y'all know where I stand on this, and I don't want to go there. That's why I've been sitting here silently.
But the people don't know. The people don't know. Yeah, these people don't know you, sis.
If we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna go there. So this goes back to that conversation we were having earlier about.
Get the membership.
Yeah,
get the membership.
Quick plug.
Morale. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like if you're going to go into this world with an attachment to the body, then you're gonna get lost to like what is your role. Like sometimes you might feel more feminine than masculine. That's why they have some people that transgender, like all this stuff that's going on. It's very real and it's very flesh driven. So why I have no real because it's like I don't really attract that in my world, if you get what I'm saying. Like simps don't really attract to me because I'm a dominant woman at times, because I'm whole, I'm masculine and feminine. But tricks don't come towards me either. Well, for me,
a lot of those dudes like aggressive and
that's true.
That's what you say
like
until they can't take it.
That's true.
They can't
for
take
me, I don't really like games. So like if I can't read you from day one, then you ain't going past day one. You might have got my number today and in 2 minutes you'll be blocked. So that's how quick I move on from people. Like once I figure that I don't want anything.
But how do you not know if you blocked your blessings? You speak on that.
So that's where like my own journey comes in, because everyone has their own journey. So some people are here to engage with another being. Some people are here to find that journey on their own by themselves. I think I am one of those spirits. I've been on my journey by myself in solitude for years. So I speak differently from a lot of people. I think differently from a lot of people. And I understand that the more I engage with people, you get what I'm saying? I always feel like the oddball, because it's like I don't have similar experiences because I put myself in solitude so much, so often. I like to find myself. I think my journey here is to find myself. Yeah. Now, if a man finds me and says, oh, I want to simp for her, whatever the case may be, am I going to be accepting of it? Let's be real. We're going to be real.
Yeah, you are.
We're not going to lie.
Let's be real. Let's go there.
Let's be real. If a man, I have to really sit here and think about it. Like, I would know a man wants to simp on me and I know I'm not interested.
Well, how do you know the difference if a man's simping or actually trying to get to know you? Because both have very similar traits on, showing you love, trying to care for you.
It's the reciprocation.
I would tell
somebody's
being
reciprocation.
desperate.
If I don't have that if I'm not interested, okay, y'all know I like the sign stuff. I'm an Aries, y'all. I know what I want. If I'm giving you to run around, I don't want you.
But how do you know?
It's simple. And I know what I want because I know who I am. Mm-hmm. So I only attract who I am. So if I see you and I don't see a reflection of me, a male version of me, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. Yeah. I see you got dirty toes or whatever the case may be. It's
not
like,
it.
Let me say something.
Hold on. Wolf, real quick.
So what about in the case where like there's a guy who likes you, right? Mm-hmm. He don't got everything that you like, but he gives you attention. You don't really have a lot of attention going on in your life right now. But I know there's something you can relate to, though. Just real quick. He's somebody you can talk to. Like, I heard a girl say the other day, like, I have a nigga come over and I just cuddle with him. I'm not going to have sex with him, but it feels nice to have that warmth on me. Sometimes women have niggas like that, though. What about that in that case? Can you relate to that in any kind of way?
I haven't had that type of access, but I would love that type of access if anybody wants to, But again, like my reaction to like this conversation is just very much simple. Like, if you want something, then go for it. If you don't want it, don't go for it, because it's gonna affect you either way. Like, if you go for something and you fail, that failing is a lesson in itself to where you
wouldn't know if you failed if you cut it off before it started.
That's why I said the lesson is in the failure. Because if you never fail, then you would never know to get back up and try again.
But you gotta know what you want, though.
So that's why I'm saying I spend a lot of time in solitude. So I want to find me first.
Yeah, which is understandable.
I can, when I do get out in there, oh yeah, my man, he's gonna know, like, oh, this is mine. We on lock and we steady. And then it goes down to like, y'all know how y'all talking about like people using people. Karma, the way karma hits me. Every time I curse my okay, so me and my dad have had a very weird relationship for years. Really non-existent, but he would come around in my life, and when he would, I felt he felt entitled to me, like my energy, because I came from him,
because you're his self,
right? And so I would be like, I would give him this demeanor of like aggression, like all the time, like, no, I don't want to talk to you, da 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 da. And he would even tell my siblings like I'm his child from the devil, like saying stuff like that. Like, what? Yes, y'all, like I'm the bad seed, like I'm the bad, like, you know what I'm saying? And so for me, even because of the rejection, I feel like because I didn't really get that bond with my father, and even when he would try, I wasn't accepting of it. It makes it hard for me to accept it from other people. If you get what I'm saying?
Me and Wolf were just having this conversation, very similar, and we were talking about, and I feel like you have a right to feel however you feel, if you do or if you don't. That's your choice. But you have one father, and if he is willing to take lead in trying to repair and fix it, there's nothing wrong with listening. Now, I never say you had to forgive, forget, change, switch up, but you can hear what that person have to say, because we all come from, differences. We have different upbringings, and we grow from a lot of shit. So, why not hear a person out before you just say, F you?
Because there's some people that are narcissists and they don't take accountability for anything that they do to people.
But if he was...
Is that in her case, though?
No, in my case, he actually publicly stated to Facebook the reason why he wasn't in my life was because God told him that I didn't need him and that the angels were spiritually protecting me. So that left me like, what?
It sounds
and
like
so it makes it weird because now I'm spiritual, right? So then I realized, I am from my father. So now I'm learning. That's why I'm still healing. I'm still by myself, y'all. But when I do get there, maybe I will have that openness to be open. But I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. You know, I'm still figuring it out. You know, I know I'm different. I'm getting okay with that. You know, I know I'm weird. But again, like for me, my connection with men has been so like. And then I guess because I have older siblings and my parents would always make sex a bad thing. So for me being the youngest child, I felt like sex was so bad. So when I did finally get pregnant, y'all know how long it took for me to tell my family that I was pregnant? Like, and I'm grown. I'm talking 25 years old. And it's just the idea, again, that I want it to be perfect, I guess, in my family's eyes. Yeah. So if I feel like I can't bring you around my family, then I'm definitely
that's a sign.
I'm sorry that's your experience, and I'm sorry that a lot of women feel like they can't like talk to anyone in their family about certain situations. You know, that's something that should be just given.
It depends on where you really brought up. I mean, I'm an American Haitian. My parents were born in Haiti. So every single Sunday I used to go to a Haitian church every single Sunday. And I didn't even understand what the hell was going on. I'm born in America. I'm speaking English. And I used to sit there every single Sunday trying to understand the word of God. And my parents wanted me to understand the word of God. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, you didn't teach me to understand this type of word of God. Like, I'm American. And growing up in my family household, is like, I felt like I had to teach them American language, like for English, you know, because they were learning too. And now they finally got it. They're successful in living in America, but it's just like being here, dealing with everything and trying to find love. They never taught me that. I had to teach myself.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a lot too with generational trauma. If you lead it back, because not with opening up to like your parents or any family members. Wait, I'm not done.
If they're strict.
I feel like a lot of people haven't gone through therapy because, especially, and I feel like Black families, it's either like you do what you're told and there's no question about it. Oh, why do I have to do it? Because I said so. And it's like your feelings never mattered, so it's like everything gets shut down. So like what you deal with your parents is what you reflect with other people, because like I always say, you are who you hang out with, and you are with your family like 90% of the time with your life. So I think even like based on your situation, my father, he was never in my life until he came till I was 18. I gave him a chance. I heard him out, everything. But you know what? Actions speak louder than words, because you could tell me you're going to do X, Y, and Z. He promised me a Hawaii trip. That was 3 years ago. You know what? And it's all these promises that are just not being fulfilled. So I'm like, I can't even count on you. And it's been all these years and you're trying to rebuild something that was never there, and you're just failing. And then you have the nerve to turn it on me, talking about me take accountability. I'm like, you have 4 kids with 4 different baby mamas and you didn't take accountability for any of them. And only one of the children out of the 4 of us talk to you. You don't see that as you as the problem. I said, you got to stop looking at yourself as the victim and having that victim mentality, because when you think that way, everything's going to be negative. You're always going to be fighting for something. It's the way you think. You have to be positive. You could always turn a situation into something good, no matter what it is.
Hold on, Wolf. I do appreciate y'all sharing your stories, but I do want to get to the next topic.
Yeah.
We could be on this topic all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a deep topic, so we could definitely be on it all day. This next topic I want to get to, and make sure you hit that like button, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's some great conversation. Can friendship breakups be harder than romantic ones?
I wouldn't say like harder. I would say it is as just hard as relationships, because then again, like you're still having a certain different type of intimate relationship with friendships. Obviously, like you're leaning on each other. You guys been through crap with each other. Relationship wise, I feel like it is a little bit more deeper, because you open up a different side to you when it comes to like man and women, or women and women, man and man, whatever you prefer. You open a different side. But when nobody talks about the grief of friendships, or relationships really that heavy. Everyone deals with it themselves. So I feel like everyone is different. But I kind of, you know what? No, I would say that friendships might be a little bit harder because on social media, no one talks about like what comes after that. There's no support for it. People always say, oh, you break up with your ex, F him. There's a support. You know what? You're going to find someone new. But with friendships, people don't really talk about it.
Facts.
Yeah, you use
That's
the word
true.
grief for friendships. I've never even heard that in the sentence. Like, and that's true. People don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, honestly, for me, because I was brought up in a Haitian household, my parents used to always express the fact that you don't have any friends. All the friends that you're about to make, you're not about to be friends with them. And I tried to prove them wrong all of my high school years, my early college years. Like, what are you
Why? Because
talking
they was
about?
American?
Yeah, they were American, but my parents never really agreed to me having friends, and I had friends. I was so
popular,
popular,
Haitian,
and
they would have felt the same way.
I mean, probably because they were brought up in the Haitian culture in Haiti, and they had friends, and they fell off with them in Haiti. So they probably was gonna give the same advice to me, but like I never really took it at that time because the friends I had at the time, I was like, they don't know what they talking about. They know me. They know who I am. But I had to figure out on my own, like, wow, damn, my parents were actually right. Damn it. I hate when they're right.
Right.
Because I got fucked over just being a good person. I was good.
So do you think that's do you think those friendships, those breakups can be harder than romantic? But I don't know if you've ever been in that situation.
So at that time, I thought it was hard at that time because, like I was in my early 20s, late teenage years. So dealing with that, it was just like, okay, these are all my only lit friends. Like they know who I became or becoming to be,
You know this is an hour show, right? We're trying to spin
I'm
it
sorry.
with everybody.
Okay, so I'm gonna split it. I'm gonna give you two more sentences.
Right.
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to
paragraph.
I'm not but like just dealing with that, just like they kind of told me they're not the ones for me because of everything that their life ended up being, and I had to cut them off over some stupid thing that I didn't realize that they were my friends because my best friend and my brother had to show me that they weren't my friends type of thing. So that's how I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way. And it sucks that I had to do that. But.
So what's your thought? Do you think friendship breakups can be harder than romantic ones?
I personally dive deep into all my relationships, so I believe all relationships are hard. But if they end, then they are not real. So friend, I don't have any of those. Family, yes, I love you. That's what that is. That's a soul connection. So I have soul families, people I choose to be around me, but I don't have any friends. I lost those years ago. So were they hard to lose? Yeah, because it's like, dang, I thought you motherfuckers was gonna get on with me. We was gonna
Wait, so y'all related?
No.
So they will be considered your friends, right?
No.
So what would you classify them as?
Associates. I say associates because I'm still very much in my shell and I'm figuring me out, and until I open up and I find myself, then everyone else can find me too. But as of right now, we're all associating with E-Money.
Yeah. I feel like we're like on a superficial level. Like we've been together outside, have fun together, but we don't know each other on a real level. Like there's different levels, I feel like, of friendship, like acquaintances, and then you have your superficial friends, and then your real friends.
The word friend is being used loosely. That's why I agree with associate. Like if you just high and by and we chit chat and we checking up, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know your life, you don't know my life, you are an associate.
To me, if I call you a friend, you're my family. Because you know everything about me. So you my family.
What about you, Wolf?
I feel the same way. I mean, I had friends that I definitely wanted. I wanted them to be there when my first child is here, and I wanted them to have that phone call like the baby's coming. You know what I mean? And slowly, one by one, they all proved themselves to not be worthy at that time, and that was very hurtful.
That's an important.
That was very hurtful for me, you know, and especially because I'm originally from Texas. I've been in New York for like 4 years, going on 5.
Shit.
And so I kind of shedded all of my friends who I thought was family. Hurt me very deeply. One of my best friends got caught stealing money in my mom's purse, and I was his son's godfather. You know what I mean? So That was really tough for me to deal with. And then I get to New York, and then it's like, damn, I ain't got no friends out this motherfucker. I have to start all the way over. This is something that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So is it as hard as a romantic breakup? I don't know if I can compare them, but it's very fucking difficult though. Because when I say friend, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you that I wouldn't do for my actual sister. You know what I mean?
Or for my man, you know? Like,
What's your thoughts on this?
I do believe it's two different loves when you compare your relationship and your friendship. You know, I also feel like people say like, oh, you know, blood is thicker than water. I would say my friends are my family. I agree with that part. And I would value, it would be just as hard for me to say goodbye to a friend that it is to that I had in a committed relationship. If I love this woman and I built with her and I had to let her go or she had to let me go, it would be just as hard if I look at one of you guys and be like, yo, you know, we got to go a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think it's hard for a lot of men to say that, but I think you know, me sitting in there, I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I do? You know, just like if your shorty broke up with you, like, what the fuck I did? If my homeboy came up to me like, yo, man, I can't fuck with you no more, bro. I'm going to be in my head like, damn, what I do? I fucked up. Yeah.
That makes you rethink your self-confidence in yourself. It's like, what did I do for them to just cut me off like that? But
I kind of, I think it can be equivalent. For me personally, I have a very small circle of friends that, you know, people that I call my actual friends. Like I knew Juice since I was damn near 15, 16. Like, and there was, you know, personally, there was a point where me, Jew, and even Weasel, to a point where we have fell out for like almost close to a year. Like, you know, I didn't speak to them. And that did hurt me because these are,
I remember that.
These are like my brothers. You get what I'm saying? So knowing that my circle is already small and now I just don't have nobody to even have that conversation with, it did hurt me on a different level. Like you get all on a level that's equivalent to a breakup because I have this longevity friendship with them. These ain't just guys that I just met like 3 years ago. This is 10 plus years I knew these dudes. Like you get what I'm saying? So I think depending on your friendship with that person, the longevity, the chemistry built, it can be equivalent to a romantic relationship. And obviously depends on how long you was with this woman or, you know what I mean, or man.
It could be, but I still don't see it as the same because it's like, they're not supplying you with the pleasure that you're looking for. Like, well, I mean, I can't go to my friends and be like, "Can you supply me with the pleasure?"
I was gonna say, love is a drug that we feed to each other. So when you lose people in your life, you're actually going through a withdrawal of their energy.
That's true. Yeah, that's why you grieve the way you do.
And so a lot of times when they say like "long live so and so," that long live just means that you are going to keep them alive. Yeah. How do you keep that person alive is by continuously speaking about them, creating documentaries. You know what I'm saying?
Posting pictures, posting them every day.
So that their existence here was known. Yeah. So basically, we're all connected. Yeah. You feel it. Like, you know, you telepathically talk to people. I've been talking to y'all all telepathically this whole time. Every time I'm silent, I'm over here like, what you mean by that? So by that I mean,
she got thoughts, y'all.
I've seen where I've seen connections with us, even though I don't exactly correlate to what's being said. I still feel connected. That's why I said telepathically we were communicating because I might not have had those exact experiences, but I was like, oh, okay. I can see where that for me would fit in. You get what I'm saying? Like that internal reflection. I'm very self-aware. So.
Felt that. Praise, girl. Preach.
Let me get to this next topic. Again, I gotta stress this because I gotta be on your ass. Hit like. Cop the merch, Dailyrapupcrew.com. Join the map. Yo, just support us, man. We need all the support we can get. I want to start with the fellas on this one, right? Can a son's relationship with his mother affect his attitude and behavior towards women?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, let me hear this.
The same way all three women explain having issues with their father. And I'm sure that affects their relationship with their trust for young men. Yeah. It's the same way. Like if your mom is not leading, showing a good example of what a woman should be in the first place, just by watching her, you know what I mean? Just seeing the way Because mama could have 2, 3, 4, 6 boyfriends in and out of her life, and you peeping that shit. You think that don't play an effect on you?
Want nobody.
Yeah.
It do.
I agree
So
with
yeah,
that.
everything start with both of the parents, and a lot of us don't have both of them in the house. So if all you do is got one, they gotta perform, bro. They gotta
They're
do.
just learning from their experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Drew, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say I agree, and I would even speak on my personal experience. I didn't grow up with a moms around me, so I tend to I hold myself accountable a lot now, but I had to understand that at first I thought it was a thing where I was messing with multiple women because I thought that's what I liked. But really and truly, it's what I needed because I didn't. Well, it's not what I needed; it's what I thought I needed because I didn't understand. I wasn't getting love from my mom, so I felt like I finally got love from a woman, and then I got love from multiple women, and then I was like, I never felt this before, so I didn't want it to stop. So I mean, in that process, I was a toxic dude. You know what I mean? So in that missing and that absent part of my life, I was looking for it in multiple people and just taking it away from this, that, and another. But now I could understand that, I would value a woman much differently if I had a woman leadership role in my life. A woman telling me, how a woman's supposed to treat me or how am I supposed to treat them at the same way.
But sometimes you just got to do it the right way because growing up with 2 parents household, I have a little brother and, I'm raised up in a Haitian family household. Both my parents spoil my little brother. He's the youngest out of everybody. And I feel like he's becoming a narcissist, whereas we have to take care of him as a family. My sister, she's a doctor. I'm a nurse. My mom, she's a nurse. And it's like we keep trying to motivate him to do what you have to do as a man to, get your life going.
What's some examples, Scott? You used the word narcissist 3 times. I know women love to use that word out there loosely.
I mean,
can you give me some examples of how he's a narcissist?
I studied a little bit in school, but I just feel like I know the signs a little bit because I dated some of them. But with him, it's like, my brother, he's never had a girlfriend, and he's 25 years old, and he's a pretty boy. He's never had a girlfriend. He knows the attention that he gets from girls because he knows he's a pretty nigga. And the fact that he's the youngest out of the whole family, everybody just spoils him.
I said, name me some qualities that make him a narcissist. Just because he never had a girlfriend don't make him a narcissist. But...
Some qualities? Some qualities?
Qualities, yeah.
Okay. There's a lot.
Yeah, is he manipulative?
He's manipulative. He plays the victim a lot when he shouldn't be playing the victim.
Okay.
Because you should be, getting in your manhood. What else?
Tell you the one thing, this is the first time you've been quiet on the show.
Me?
Go ahead, continue.
Talking. What are you talking about?
So manipulative.
Plays the victim.
Plays the victim. Okay. Feels like he's entitled to a lot of things that he should not be entitled to if you're not going to the direction that you say that your life is going to get to. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you say that you're going to be this big guy, you're going to have all this money. He prints out all these pictures, put it on his wall, like, yeah, I'm going to be like Jeff Bezos one day.
That sound like motivation. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Is it motivation? Because he keeps taking all these girls out on dates. It's like, where are you really getting the money? You getting the money between me, my sister, and my mom. So you're not working, and he doesn't want to find a job. I keep trying to, tell him like, yo, at least work, do something.
That's not narcissism.
Well, yeah,
I started off working at Taco Bell, Smash
Burger
Burger,
King for me.
Nathan's.
I feel you.
I'm a nurse now, and I'm trying to do my music.
So why y'all giving?
Wait, how does that entail to him, how he puts his relationship with women?
Because he.
Talk to the mic, please.
Okay, so there's a female that I call my sister at the time, and I told her, don't go after her, because this is actually like my sister. And he couldn't help
All right,
him.
we're gonna have to change the topic.
He
Oh my
couldn't
God!
Because I want to wait, hold on. I think
go
going
after
That
her
gotta talk
and
about
fucked
the
her
behind the
over.
scenes.
He
You
just
gotta
keep fucking these girls
stay.
over, and I try to tell him
Please,
like,
please, stay on
that's
topic
what
for us.
happened.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but you talking
going
about
back to
something
the
else.
topic, I think that it is important for a mother and the son's
True.
relationship to be important, but I wouldn't say it technically defines how his relationship is going to be, because I've seen men who've had both parents in their lives, their parents are very respectful, teach them respect, but once they go out into the world, you have influences, you have
True.
social media, you have your friends, and they think, oh, whoever gets the baddest bitch
Definitely
or like fucks them this way, you're the man.
Yeah,
It's like
true.
a label, and men want to fulfill that.
No.
So then they go against like what their family tells them, because I feel like a lot of people don't listen to what their family tells them because it's their parents. Oh, they're saying do this, do that. They see it as like a chore, not like as an applicant to life on how this can help you. Because like I've said, I've seen it multiple times, whether you have a mother, no mother, or whatever. I also think it's important how their own relationship is. Because like I said, you are who you hang out with. And me, I have a mother, right? I didn't grow up with the parents, but my friendships with women in the past have been bad because I don't have a great relationship with my mom. And like I said, I didn't have a dad growing up, but I'm closer with dudes than I am females, because with females, I feel like whenever I try to advocate for myself, and that could be for men too, they just get shut down and like nothing matters. So then they take it into their own hands, like, oh, I'm going to get my revenge and act a certain way. And then look how it ends up being on women and everything. So I honestly feel like men have to take their own self journey and really know what they want in a woman. Yes, there's fun. Yes, you could do whatever you want. You could have a threesome, foursome, whatever pleases your ego. But at the end of the day, like, who's the woman you want to take home?
I think that I do agree with you, but I do think how a man's relationship with his mother does ultimately affect how he views and respects women at the end of the day. Because, just to be personal, like how Jew was, I had my mom, my biological mom, who abandoned me when I was a kid. I was raised by my aunt, who was very much abusive. Like, so this is two black women in my life who had, one, abandoned me, and two, was abusive towards me. So of course that painted my, narrative of black women growing up. Like, I mean? Not that I disrespected black women, but I didn't want to associate with black women because I thought they behaved in either what I see my aunt as, or I thought they was going to abandon me like how my mom did. So, that was work that I had to do with myself. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so again, when we talk about mothers, I know guys' mothers, or even when y'all watch, I always say when y'all watch a lot of black movies, you'll see the mother always acting very masculine in these movies, right? And a man who's growing up who had to deal with that mother, he might look for the opposite in a woman, which is why you might see them date outside their race. I'm not saying all of them, but you might see them go to a Spanish woman or a white woman or Asian, because it's a different type of energy. They grew up with they grew up with a mom who was so masculine. They understood, like, I do not want to deal with this for the rest of my life.
That comes from a black woman point of view.
I'm just saying, if they're looking at it well, if this is how a black woman behaves, I'm good on black women. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather get me. And I'm not saying obviously we're all men, but I'm saying this is what some men who have grew up and witnessed this with their own mothers are viewing certain black women as that. You know what I mean? So they might go for the opposite, or they might, you know what I mean, do something else that they feel like, okay, well, this is going to bring me at peace. I didn't have that peace growing up with my mom. Like, you know what I mean? So it can, but again, social influences can also affect, Let me get to this last topic before we get the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You've been real patient, and I appreciate that. Like,
No problem. I just wanted to say that I was mentioning earlier about like how we're all stars, and like how we all have a birth chart. So in your birth chart, you have a sun sign and then you have a moon sign. So your sun sign is your ego. That's like what the world, like what feeds you up, right? Then your moon sign is like your emotional sign. So this moon sign is very pertinent in understanding your relationship with your mother. You guys want to do some homework, everybody that's here watching, you guys can all go on Cafe Astrology. Literally look up your birth chart. Look up your moon sign. And once you look up your moon sign, I want you to then go do some research on your moon sign and the correlation to your mother. Because every moon sign that there is has a correlation to the relationship to your mother. Like how the two laws that God put on this earth within the 10 Commandments about honoring your mother and honoring your father, loving your mother, those correlate within your chart as well. So your parents actually are reflected back into you. And when you start doing like research externally from religion, that's where I got into like numerology and all of that other deep stuff. Then you really start figuring it out. Like, yeah, my mom is really an important factor. So I can relate to both of you men, where you guys spoke about not having a parent. I didn't have any parents. So that's why I say when I spend a lot of time in solitude, I mean solitude, because I didn't know who to trust. I couldn't trust anybody. My damn mother tried to kill me. I was in a coma for 6 months of my life. So in the beginning of my life, I had a whole reset. That's the only reason why I feel like I have the knowledge I have now, is because I took the time for those 6 months while I was in a coma to kind of recharge.
Sorry, that was your experience.
Yeah, for real. For real.
You know, I never, it's crazy because I never had anyone apologize to me for it. So when you just said it, I was going to say thank you for apologizing, because I never heard that from my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I never really got to. And so now I was listening to you guys' conversation about how your relationship with women is. I do struggle with women, but I wouldn't say I don't struggle with men either, you know? So with me having no parents, y'all can see, like, I'm damn near struggling all around. Like, friends, niggas, you name it, it's a fucking problem. But
now
y'all see why I'm to myself. But for real, like, I feel like when it comes down to that whole moon sign, well, not moon sign, but your mother's and your relationship as a man, I personally look at that first. If you don't love your mother, you don't respect your mother, I don't want to know parts in it. Because when you come to me telling me your mother's a bitch, I'm telling you you should be grateful. She birthed your ass. She done waited 9 months for you.
I hear you, and I don't take nothing away from that. I respect my mother. We built a relationship. But for men that experienced, the life that I had, for him to feel that way, that's his feeling. You can't take that, because if Eli, for example, whether his situation, whether he decides to forgive his parent, well, Ben, he's not wrong for feeling like she was that, or me feeling like she was that, because I was mistreated. You get what I'm saying?
I don't feel that it's wrong, but why I say I stay away from it is because if you haven't done the inner journey and the inner healing to resolve your relationship with your parents, in itself, everyone has its own trauma. Everyone came into this world with their own problems. But if you don't take that time to do the self-work, then there's no point in continuing the relationship, because you're going to bring that in this one. If you can go to me and say to me what you say about your mom, then to your mom, you're going to say what you say. You get what I'm saying? It's I've been in conflicts between mothers, because men will literally come to me and say, oh, my mom, da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, yeah, babe, well, playing the wife role when I shouldn't have been, but whatever. Putting my mouth in business that I felt like as a man, if you come into me and you feel like I am your safe space, then I'm going to want you to feel that. But then if sometimes, because it is family, it can get messy. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't want to get involved, because I don't even want your mom thinking I don't respect her because I'm telling you, I'm trying to help you feel better. You feel me? If you're not there yet with your parents, leave me out of it. I'm good,
That's fair. Yeah. I just want to make the record clear. Me and my mom, currently, we do have a great relationship. Yeah. She's actually been on this show, and we be laughing at a lot of y'all women. I ain't gonna, not in this studio, but in the previous year. We be laughing at a lot of y'all women. But let me get to this last topic before we get up.
Shout out to Mama Eli.
Wolf, I know you had a topic about around what age do people start to blame themselves for not being married? Can you explain the concept that you had when you brought that topic up?
Yeah, so like let's say Tracy Ellis Ross, for example, right? Very beautiful woman, accomplished. A lot of people, or Ashanti, she might be in a relationship now. Right. People will look at these great women, right? Yeah. And one of the number one things they'll say is like, if you're so great, like, why aren't you married? Like, it has to be your fault. It has to be something that's wrong with you. No. But I raised the question to be like, there's also, that same thing should be applied to men. Right. It's like, if you 45, if you, whatever the fuck, you 39, whatever it is, and you're not married or you haven't found any suitable people, it's like, could you also flip that question around to the men as well, though?
I honestly, like, with marriage, though, I wouldn't say, like, you should blame yourself. I honestly feel like marriage is a choice at the end of the day. considering blame wise, I feel like that's a person's own personal feeling, because when you want a relationship, you have to give, it's like a trial.
Right.
Like you have to pick and choose and go on a couple dates to kind of like figure it out. But if that's what you want, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And sometimes people's marriages are not what they want. It's arranged. So, I mean, it really not just because marriage is marriage, we praise it as this holy big thing, but sometimes people are forced into it. People don't want to get married. And then sometimes people are hopeless romantics where they're just looking for love anywhere, where it doesn't mean anything for them.
For sure. But to the point where you said it's a choice, right? Like you might be in a place in your life where you with a person, they're not perfect, but at the end of the day, a lot of their qualities show that this could be a suitable person. But I think a lot of women and men will be like, I could do better. Let me just hold it out even longer. And then before you realize, it's like, you know what? Maybe I had a inflated sense of what I was really looking for, because that person was as good as it gets, because they're never gonna reach perfection.
I feel like nowadays there's just a lot of options in the market, because back then in the 90s, everybody was just getting married because of love. There was a lot of R&B music that was just talking about love, Nowadays we just listen to music, talking about shaking our asses. Where do you really hear a song right now that's just talking about love or getting married? Nowhere. But that really depends on your preference. Growing up, I watched my parents live in a household being married with each other. It wasn't perfect. Of course it wasn't perfect, but this is what I grew up to see.
Yeah.
So I feel like I want it, but I'm only being pressured by my parents or my coworkers, like, oh, when are you going to get married? When is it going to happen? For me, it's not a rush. Like, I'm not going to rush into being desperate to getting married. It has to make sense for me to do it, because I could take care of myself for the rest of my life. But if you could provide emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, within my life that matches what I'm trying to do with my life, then I could get married. But if you're not matching it and I'm just doing it just to be desperate to be married, there's no point of getting married.
Not to be desperate, but again, to the point of like...
being desperate, but like...
You might have a person in your life and it's like, you know what? I'm going to keep my options open because this nigga don't do that one thing and I'm tired of like dealing with that.
What's that one thing you're talking about?
You could tell me better than I could. I've never dated a man. Like, so when you're dating a man and he's not showing up in a certain kind of way, whatever that one thing is, that will keep your... check it out. The nigga's like, let's say the nigga's, I'm 5'9", right? So your man's 5'9". And then another nigga come around and he's like 6'4" or some shit like that. We all know women like tall guys. And it's like, I'm not perfect, but I'm a good guy. And I show a good enough qualities.
Those type of things should not matter. The height shouldn't matter.
Let me cook though. So I'm not perfect, but this is one thing that you don't like. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to keep my options open. Then another nigga come around, this nigga's taller. And it's like, I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to jump out on that nigga. And then you try to jump out on that nigga. And then it'd be like, that nigga wasn't the guy either. And then maybe the best thing you had toward a marriage at that time, not to say that you can't have multiple options for husbands. Maybe that doesn't come around for a long time. And it's like, damn, I want to be with somebody. In the last situation I had, I fucked it up.
I think that they're looking for the wrong thing if it comes to that. Because if you're really into somebody and obviously something is not balanced or whatever, obviously you should voice your opinion and voice on what's going on. But if I have to keep voicing myself more than 10 times, like, I told you what it is and I don't feel comfortable. Like, if we're in a relationship, obviously, like, we're not going into this perfectly. We got to voice our opinions and voice, like, what we could add on to each other's life to make it better. But obviously, if those needs are not met, then that conversation of what are we doing needs to happen.
Right.
Exactly.
But I think what Wolf is talking about is sometimes that women are very superficial. You get what I'm saying? So, like, he say he's a good guy, but he obviously cannot, be 6'4". Like, we have women on the show several times. What kind of man you want? He got to be 6 feet, this, that. Like, so women know what they consider not settling. And for her, him being 5'9", even though he has all the qualities, might be settling. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to just hold out until that 6 foot guy that comes, that unicorn that comes around, that's got a 6-pack, this, that, and the third. Like, I'm going to wait for him. But then, like we'll say, he never comes around. Or maybe you get to the point where you're older, where that man is not looking for an older woman. He might be looking for a younger woman at this point. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so I think to Wolf's point is, for me personally, you talk about as men, do we ever feel like, damn, do we ever get to the age where we feel like, damn, why am I, is it me? You know what I mean? I think it's a little different for men because, we have access, we are the ones that give access to relationships and marriage. You get what I'm saying? So a man, if he wanted to, he could get married. It's not like we're waiting for a woman to propose to us. If we meet the right woman, we propose to them. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think it's a little bit different because we're not waiting. Women are waiting for men to propose to them in most cases.
Some women
But the thing is, right woman, though. That's the thing. It's like, how do you know she's the right woman? Because it's like you could be dealing with a woman and she struggles with something that you don't like. She struggles with it's like, you know what? Obviously, I like you because we're dating or you're my girlfriend. But the thing that she struggled with, I'm really not fucking with that. And so now you keep your options open for more. And more might be the illusion, is what I'm saying.
I think, Drew always talks about this, or we all talk about this in general. Men are more willing to compromise within certain aspects. So you get what I'm saying? Whereas,
like what?
For example, we'll probably talk about this on another show, but most men marry average looking women. We don't marry the 10s and the 9s, and you know what I mean?
That's true.
So you could say men settle in the looks department as long as there's other qualities there that we could
But that's what matters, though.
That's fair. But to some people that might be settling, especially to women. You're settling in this department. So I think men are much more willing to compromise on certain aspects. Like, we're not looking for the perfect woman, but if she's good enough, then we can work with that. Whereas women, for the most part, I understand you women are different. You know what I mean? But on average, most women are trying to look for the best possible option available.
I didn't say I was different from that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all women.
Okay, my fault.
I like the best possible option. I think I'm the best possible option. So I want the best possible option. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you can't just have like a whole list of like, it's not like a build your own Barbie and Ken. It's not gonna be
for
like
most
that.
women it is.
Because, to most women, then they're gonna find themselves in the gutter with whatever's left over later on in life. So women gotta realize that not everything that you put on a whole list they're gonna fulfill, because if a man put on a list, I bet you I can't match that. Yeah. But like I said, we're here to grow and build each other and obviously voice our opinion on what we need to work on. And that's what's important. Yeah. And women need to know that.
So I feel like you just need 5 main traits that you're finding in a person. And if you find that 5 main traits, even though there's some of it that just gets you freaking tired of or you're just annoyed by,
What's
it
the
doesn't
5 main,
matter.
though? What are they?
The one that's important to you that you're looking for.
So I'm asking you, what are they?
Me?
Yeah.
You got to be funny, financially stable,
okay,
caring, loving. What's the last one? And motivative.
Okay, that means I can fuck other bitches.
So
you ain't say loyal.
Yo.
You definitely ain't say loyal.
I mean, but with that, with all these traits,
you should know.
But what if he's not romantic?
Well, things can always be worked on. Like I said, if my boyfriend, he wasn't romantic at first, and I voiced that, and I was like, listen, like, I always feel like I'm giving 80 and you're giving 30 on this certain part of our relationship. It would be appreciated if it was given back. Yeah. And it took him time, and eventually the flowers started showing up, the chocolates, money. Yeah. Once you I always say this. Listen, communicate. You can communicate all you want, but it's all about reciprocation. Yeah. Because like I said, you might feel like you have yourself together and everything, but once God challenges you over and over again with different people in the same situation, that means you gotta work on
you gotta work on yourself. It's obviously the devil.
Before we get up out of here, I do want to make a quick point of the difference between men and women. You see how you listed your qualities. When a man lists his qualities, loyalty, best believe, is probably number 1, number 2. You didn't even list loyalty, and you assumed it was automatic. It should be, but it's not.
Because I'm a loyal person. I'm a Virgo. I'm automatically loyal. If I'm gonna pursue you, you automatically have to know that we're just.
I know some Virg hoes out there, so
I'm a Virgo, not a Virgo hoe.
Listen, don't use them signs. Them signs be lying.
Listen, man, we gotta get up out of here. Again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thank you.
We had some deep conversations, some emotional conversations.
Yeah.
Man. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, hit that notification bell. cop the merch, Dailyrapupcrew, and join the membership. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at again.
Follow me at That Nina with 5 A's at the end. I'm an R&B artist from Yonkers, New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Coco G. You can find me at GX Brielle Aaliyah. Get your goods.
It's me signing off. E-Money.
E-Money.
That's official. Imani Maverick.
E-Money.
Never forget it.
I want to go back to what you said. You said you'd be doing splits on the dick like Pilates. What did you say?
Yeah, doing Pilates on the dick. Have you ever seen that?
I know, but you saying the
What's a Pilates? What's a Pilates?
You saying Lincoln Bali? You got OnlyFans or something? What?
Listen.
She has to have OnlyFans.
Listen, if you click the link in the bio, you will find out. Come find out and see.
It's like real dicks or fake dicks?
Why would I fuck with a fake dick?
Women fuck fake dicks all the time.
I'm not women. I'm Gabrielle.
Coco
G. I'm Coco G.
Not the union.
Not the union. Gabrielle Union right now.
Not the union. She's Gabrielle. Period.
Shit. I'm not the women.
I'm gonna have to Yo, Wolf again. Let them know where they can follow you at, man. Like,
you can follow me at _Wolf Taylor. Also, I have a podcast that I've been working on. I'm gonna definitely have these gentlemen on it very soon.
Okay.
We still waiting on that.
It's dropping any day now. Literally, like I'm exporting it in the other room. The first episode as we speak, and it's phenomenal. I worked very hard on it. So
shout out to Wolf, man. Appreciate you. Wolf always in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chopping it up with us.
Appreciate y'all, man. So.